Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS shows Fred Arnold on the Southern California Business Spotlight. I'm joined by Jake Young, been on the show many times.
Yeah, thanks for having me back, Fred.
Welcome, Jake, American Family Funding mortgage professional, and your special guest today, Damon.
Janet Damon, a longtime Santa Clarita resident and a realtor with Remax of Valencia.
Yeah. Thank you.
Been in the business about, 15 years?
Yes.
She's great.
Well, Janet, I'm excited to have you in because I've known you for quite some time, and I know you've been selling a lot of real estate. But right now, this market, buyers need a professional like yourself because it's such a challenging market. Let's talk about getting your offer accepted when you're working with a buyer.
Okay, thank you, Fred, and thank you, Jake, for having me. Offer accepted with the buyer. First thing, come in as strong as you can. There's not much on the market right now. The statistics this morning were 486 properties in Santa Clarita Valley on the market. So come in strong as much as you can show as far as proof of funds. Do it even if sometimes you're not always going to use it all. Just if you have it, show it. And a letter of your family, a letter talking about what you like about the property, what you like about the Santa Clarita Valley, about that neighborhood, what you liked about that specific home is really key with photos and pictures. Awesome help.
There is a feel-good aspect to that, and I think don't underestimate that. Don't shortcut it. But you mentioned something. Come in with a strong offer because the sellers aren't playing. And they want a strong offer because they're going to get other offers. Sometimes
Absolutely.
they'll just reject your offer if you try to lowball it.
Absolutely. We just did a property, 5 offers, strong offers, need lots of proof of funds. You have to show that proof of funds. So however you're going to do it, show the proof of funds and be willing to negotiate with the seller. If the seller needs a rent back, 2 offers offered a free rent back to that seller. So they weren't even going to charge him for the 2 weeks that they needed on the rent back. Just be creative with your agents. Let your agents help you along the path because they know, they're experienced, and they have ideas that will help you get that offer accepted.
Love that. Now, Jake, when it comes to the buying process, how can you help Janet get her offer accepted?
Yeah, I think that's key. That's key. Janet mentioned the strong offer. And so how do you present yourself to the seller, because it's such a competitive market, there's just not that many listings out there. How do you put yourself with a competitive advantage? And I think one thing that we do when I work with Janet or other agents is we get that client fully approved for a home loan. There's a program we have called Keys on Time, and that's where we take all of the prospective borrower, the client's paperwork, all their income, their assets, and we submit that file to an underwriter. And we have a full loan approval from an underwriter who says, okay, the only conditions that are needed if this offer is accepted is an appraisal. All the other loan contingencies can be removed. And so I think that puts our company in a competitive advantage that when Janet's working with buyers who are going to write an offer and they've been fully approved by us, that they can come in almost as if they were a cash buyer because all their loan contingencies can be removed, excluding the appraisal.
You know, Janet, I want to talk about one thing, and the myth out there is when a realtor recommends a mortgage professional, that sometimes, you know, they're in their back pocket or they're getting a referral fee and all. That doesn't exist anymore. One, because it's illegal, but why is it so important to work with a local lender to you?
Absolutely, it's critical because I even tell my clients they have a variety of lenders in the area, but they need a local lender because they're going to get the job done. And it's critical buying a purchase contract to finish and to close when you are under contract. Jake, I will say, I refer other mortgage lenders, but Jake gets the job done. He calls me a week before close. We're ready to close, Janet. And I never am disappointed, never ever. Over the last 10 years, Jake, I've been working with you off and on. So, I mean, he is amazing to me and love your company. And I would actually refer you guys to any clients and feel confident in
You
that.
know, I think it's an accountability issue, Jake. When you get a referral from a real estate agent, you're accountable to the performance versus somebody that went online and is using somebody on the other side of the country to fund their loan.
Yeah, and I think, Fred, it's don't discount too that the realtor that's listed the house for sale, they like to know who the loan officer is too, and that's why I think it also helps to use a local loan professional who that particular listing agent knows. They know that person. They've seen them at community events. They trust their company. They have a good reputation. That matters to help get your offer accepted. And I also think it helps. We at American Family Funding, we're really good about communicating not only to the agent that the buyers are working with, but reaching out to that listing agent. When Janet presents an offer, that loan person should be calling, introducing themselves to the listing agent, letting them know how well qualified Janet's buyers are. That's critical. They like to know the particulars about that borrower. Are they self-employed? Do they have a stable job? Do they have a lot of assets or a co-signer if needed? That listing agent wants to have that assurance that the loan will get done, and it helps to communicate that to them. And if you use an online lender, an out-of-area lender, that may or may not happen.
Yeah. You know, Jan, I want to ask you a question that throw this at you. Why is it so important to work with a realtor, whether yourself or another realtor that's local to the area? Do you have to pay the fee? A lot of times the perception is there's a big fee to use a realtor, but in reality, you don't pay a fee when it comes to having your own buyer's agent. I mean, so explain that process real quick.
No, as a buyer, you do not pay for the realtor. The seller pays the real estate fees, but it's critical, selling and buying, to have a realtor. There's so many legalities to real estate today that pretty much every transaction has some kind of issue that comes up that you would want a professional to help you to handle, to negotiate through. I think it's critical, especially for buyers that know the area, they know the schools, they know the neighborhoods, and they know the other agents. And when you're presenting an offer to an agent, and there's several agents, and you have a relationship with that agent, I'm just telling you, it really helps your client getting that offer accepted.
Yeah.
Not only from the agent knowing that person, but the lender. When the agent knows the lender and the lender's company, there's a good comfort and
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're a small community. We really are. So
It's all about peace of mind. You mentioned two things. One, have an advocate, have your realtor in your back pocket, if you will, that when you need something, you can count on them, and peace of mind when it comes to buying a house.
absolutely.
So, Janet, those who want to reach out to you, how can they reach you?
661-803-4484, Remax of Valencia.
Excellent. Jake?
Jake with American Family Funding, and my direct dial is 661-505-4303.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Young, American Family Funding mortgage professional, and Janet Damon, Remax, a realtor with Remax of Valencia.
Valencia.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Southern California Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Fred Arnold, on KHTS.